What's up, guys? I hope you're having a great day. Today we are going to be planting some tomato seeds and maybe even some pansy seeds out in a container I have just planted a bunch of bare root strawberries in. And we're going to be doing it outside since it is so nice out today. It's currently sunny and about 60 degrees, so I want to take advantage of the nice weather. But before we do that, I'm going to show you what's been going on with all the seeds we've been planting since January. We've had some fantastic progress, and I want to share it with you. Here is the last tray that we planted. It's got the red beard bunching onions, ruby red onions, and the white sweet Spanish onions, and they are just loving life. We've got our lobelia, trailing lobelia in here, and then our peppers have started to come up as well. We've got black pearl pepper and the pasilla bajo pepper. And all but this cell have come up. Some exciting news over here. We have our parsley, which it was looking a little deficient in some nutrients, so this morning I gave it a shot of fertilizer. I'm really bad about remembering to fertilize things. We've got our sage here. This is our Piccolino Basil. This guy's gotten pretty long. I'm gonna have to snip the top off right here to promote more outward bushy growth rather than a skyscraper of purple ruffles basil. This guy, I still don't know what to do with him because he got leggy really bad in the beginning from being way too far away from the light, but he keeps living on, so I guess I'm going to just keep letting him do his thing. And then we've got our two orange hat tomatoes here and here. And exciting news is that we've had flowers form, and it's really hard to see. I don't want to risk breaking it. But this is our first tomato forming. So that is really exciting. Our red beard bunching onions up here haven't started to bulb up yet or anything, but they're still doing their thing. We've got our royal burgundy bush bean here, and it actually has two that are ready to harvest. And then there's gonna be one up here that'll be ready to harvest pretty soon as well. This is the Calypso Bean from M.I. Gardener. And look at how massive this bean pot is. So there's two really big size ones, and it's really just started to drop off the other bean pods. That one's yellow, you can see, because it just doesn't have enough leaf canopy to support them. So I wouldn't be surprised if I only got those two, that guy and that guy, which I'm fine with. And then out here we have our other four trays. Three of them have strictly peppers in them. And then this guy here, let me turn off the grow lights so we can actually see. Okay, so we can see a little bit better now. Here, let me put this guy up. And this guy, so we can see a little bit. This is our herb tray, all looking really fantastic. We've got from back to front, that's Piccolino Basil. We've got some English thyme, purple ruffles basil, some lemon balm, more parsley, and more sage. All looking really fantastic. And in this tray, we have poblano peppers, lilac bell peppers, and there in the back, they're the Hungarian peppers. And they are doing great. And I'm not really sure if these are just smaller, slower varieties or what, but these two pepper trays have not seen the same growth that one has. And I thought maybe it was the location, because this guy used to be where this tray is. So I swapped them, because then this tray and this tray got swapped. But I'm still not seeing a ton of difference. They're all like really healthy. They're not leggy. They're very strong and sturdy. And they're all starting to produce more leaves. So I don't know. They could just be a slower variety. But in this tray, I've had all but one germinate. And we have lilac bell peppers, poblano peppers, and the ones in the back are Murasaki purple peppers. And in this tray, see, like this guy's looking good. I don't know, they might just be slow growers. We have Hungarian peppers, jigsaw peppers, and purple beauty peppers. Oh, and I almost forgot to give you a little update on these little houses going on over here. So the lemon balm has sprouted, but it hasn't done much. We've got chamomile over here that's doing pretty well, I think. There's thyme in here, sage, stretching towards the light a little bit, and then this is our mix of purple ruffles basil and piccolino basil. And in this bird cage, we have a sugar magnolia snap pea that's just climbing all over the place, but hasn't started to put on any kind of buds yet, but it is definitely loving this situation of being able to grab all of the little metal pieces in this bird cage. Now, these houses over here do not have any additional light other than this window right here, so I do try and turn them around every so often, just so, you know, they're stretching this way a little bit, and I'll turn them so they'll be that direction. I do have a grow light that I could hang up here, and I was planning on doing that, but I don't know if I'm going to get around to it. It'll probably be fine. So the seeds that we're going to be planting today, there's quite a few of them, and these are all the things that need to be planted about 7 weeks, give or take, because that's what we're at right now. We are halfway through the 7th week before our average last frost date, so we've got all of our tomatoes. We've got pumpkin on a stick, which is an eggplant. We got grass. There's some other ornamentals here. We've got 2 varieties of peppers and cabbage. So I'm going to take all of my supplies outside and we will get to planting these, and I'll go a little bit more in depth on each variety as I plant them. So as I was gathering the things that I needed to take outside, I realized I do have all of the cell trays that I need, but I don't have any of the trays to put the cell trays in, the ones that don't have any holes in them. So I'm gonna run to the garden center real quick and then we'll get to planting. So before I came out here, I made plant tags for each of the varieties that I'm gonna be sowing today. And that includes black from Tula. These can get to be up to 1 pound each. They're just real meaty tomatoes, and they have a nice, deep, rich, almost black red color to them. And then this is the Mortgage Lifter tomato. I thought it was so cool just for the fact that it can get up to 2 pounds, or weighing over 2 pounds. Each slice is as large as a salad plate in diameter, so I'm interested to see how that one does. I will definitely need a tomato cage for that. And then we have our orange hat tomato, which we're growing inside, that I showed you earlier, that's already producing or starting to produce tomatoes. We've got black strawberry tomatoes, which is a new variety for Baker Creek. This is black cherry tomato, which is in this packet because my dog got that packet of seeds and I had to pick these all up from the living room floor. So yeah, that's why those are in here. We've got pink Bumblebee tomatoes, which is another cherry-sized tomato. Pumpkin on a stick, which is an eggplant, and I believe they are edible, but I'm growing them as an ornamental to put in like flower arrangements in the fall and stuff like that. We've got bunny tails grass. We have some really pretty salmon-colored asters. Flamingo feathered celosia. I grew these last year and they didn't do super well, so I have a few left and I want to try again. These I'm actually not planting in the trays. I'm going to scatter these on the top tier of the strawberry planter that I planted up the other day. I'm thinking that because these want a stratification period, while it's still cold out here, I'm probably going to plant them in here. That way they'll still get a little bit of a cold period. Got more of these black pearl peppers. I planted 4 cells of these the last video you saw. So I'm going to be planting some more of these. And these too. I planted 4 cells of these last time as well. These pastilla bajo pepper. And then I've got 2 varieties of cabbage, Mammoth Red Rock cabbage and Red Acre cabbage. So I've got my stuff over there, and there's some soil right around the corner there, and I'm just gonna get this done. So the way that I'm going to split this up is, since I have 6 tomato varieties here, I will just split up 3 tomato varieties in this tray and then 3 tomato varieties in the other tray. So this is the strawberry planter that I actually got at the thrift store, and I painted it black. It was like an ugly brown color, and I planted 6 different varieties of bare root strawberry starts in each of the tiers. But in this top tier here, I want to just take these Black King pansy seeds and sprinkle them around, and hopefully they'll come up. That'll be really pretty. Yeah, so I only have this many seeds left, and they want to be surface sown. I'm just gonna throw them around in here. Okay, so I just scattered them, and I'm just kind of moving them around a little bit. And before I go inside today, I will give them a water in and just make sure that the soil stays moist until they germinate. And I'm gonna wait to plant the steel blue sea holly because it's actually getting pretty chilly out today, and I don't want to open that and have any of the heat that it's collected throughout the day escape, because we are gonna get pretty cold tonight. So I will wait to plant those. And that's all there is to it. We've got our tomatoes planted, cabbage, and I will be planting some cabbage direct sown into the ground as soon as I get a bed ready. So now I just have to take all of these trays inside under the grow lights where it's nice and warm so they can germinate. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.